Welcome back to the channel. It's myself, Alan, and today I'm here with another Cubase tutorial. Today we're going to have a look at the Beat Designer in Cubase. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and also you're very welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get on with it. I've just opened up a copy of Groove Agents, and I just click into it. I just have it to the Vinyl Kit 1, and I'll just let you listen to a little bit of it. That's the kit we're going to be working with. And if we go over here and I go on to MIDI inserts, I click and open up this, and where it says effects, if I click on there, it opens up this drop down window. This is where you'll find the Step Designer, which I've done a previous video on Step Designer. And if you want to see that, I'll put it up in the corner and you can click on it and have a look. I've also made one on the Apache 5 and I'll put that up as well. And today we're going to have a look at the Beat Designer. So we want to click on this, and this is the window that opens up. This is the window that opens up. This is the Cubase Beat Designer, and you can, if you drag down here in the corner, which I like about this, is you can make it bigger or smaller, wider. You can do this with all the windows in Cubase, which is really, really good. What exactly is the Beat Designer and what's it used for? The Beat Designer is a MIDI pattern sequencer that allows you to create your own drum parts or patterns for your projects. With the Beat Designer, you can quickly and easy set up drums for your project, and you can experiment and create new sounds and new drum sequences, and you can also play them live. You can drop them into your project, and you can also save and use them again in the future. As you can see down here on the right hand side, we have our drum parts, which are the same as what is in our, we have loaded into our Groove Agent. I just click on here and make sure this is on, always on top, and then this window will always stay on top. If you don't see these parts, what you can do is you can load them in. If you go down to no drum map, if you click on that and go down to create drum map from instruments and you click it, and now they will correspond and they should be the same as what is there. If I click on the sound here, I can hear the parts. Back in the 80s, they decided when MIDI was being first used, and there was all different companies making keyboards and drum machines, they kind of decided to put the beats into the same position. So if you find, you'll see here it has C1. So if you press C1 on your MIDI controller, it'll make that sound. And they usually do the kick and the snare, and usually they try to put the same parts on each one for all different drum beats. And the same with on Cubase, you'll always find that if you press C1 on your MIDI controller, it'll always be your kick, and your snare will always be on D1, and you'll always find your hi-hats are on the F sharp. So you get used to playing the drums. How does it work? Well, these are the step inputs. At the moment I have 16 steps, so it's 4 bars of 4. If I click on, you'll see it lights up in red, and if I hold it down and pull down, this is the volume. The higher the volume, it goes yellow, and the lower the volume, the darker the color will get, the darker the red. And it goes from 127 down to 100, and if I press play, you'll hear it playing. And I can put in the beats. I can make them different volumes. I can double up on the kicks. I can add snares. I can add in hi-hats. If I click on the hi-hat, I can turn it on. I can bring the volume up, bring the volume down. If I click on it and I hold down the mouse key and drag across, I can put a whole row in. Also, if I click on it and go reverse, I can remove them. If I want to set the volume on them, I just pull down and go right across and I'll do all the volume. I'm going to take out this one, and I'm going to add in at the moment I have 16 beats, and if I wanted to add in more, I can go and change the beat. I can change it to a 4 beat if I want to. Just press play. An 8 beat. So you can change the beat to whatever you want to. Also, I can change the number of hits. I can make it 17. I can bring it up to 32. But at the moment, I'll just bring it back to 16. Down here, we have the swing. This is the amount of swing. There's two of them, swing 1 and swing 2. And I can add swing to how much swing I want to add. And how I can do that is where it has here in the box 1 and 2. If I go to the hi-hats and I click on 2, then that will add the swing that I have set down here onto it. And you can set each one individually. So that's the swing. Down here, if you want to add in more instruments, you can click on here and you can add in more instruments as well. And you can add in up to 64 instruments. These are the sound banks. And this is 4 sound banks, and each sound bank, as you can see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it has 12 different memory banks, and there's 4 sub banks as well. And so you can make a lot of drum parts with it. Down here we have, this is where we create flams. If you don't know what a flam is, if you have one beat, so just one snare hit, I can divide this into 1, 2, or 3. If I hover over, I go on to this one, if I hover over, and you can see these little dots appear. If I click one dot will light up. If I click it again, click 2 dots will light up, and 3. That means that every time I hit this, you'll get 3 hits on the snare. So you'll hear it now if I play. You can also do this on hi-hats, which I like to use. If I go down here where it says flam levels, I can set the levels for 1, 2, or 3 flams. I can change these for the positions. I can also adjust the positions here. These are the volumes and these are the positions. So if I play it now, up here I can also, if I go into sub banks, so I have 4 sub banks, and in each bank I can have 12 drum parts. So in C, if I press C on the keyboard, it will play this drum part. If I go up here and click on this drop down menu, you'll see it has copy pattern. I can copy that pattern and then I can move into another bank and I can add paste, and then it enables me to change it. So if I go and move this up into the D and paste. So now I have the same pattern on each one. So I'll go back to the first one, and on the first one I will take out the clap and I'll take out the open hats. I'll also take out these. Now I can go to the second one. I can add in the hats. Into the third one. And in the fourth one I'll put everything in, and I'll also put in some rim shots. What else have we got? And a few more claps. So now if I go back to the first one, up here it has jump, or it has now, or you can press both of them on together. And what this will do is, if I press this one, press play on the first one, and I want to change to the next pattern, it'll jump at the end of the sequence. You can also play this if you load in your drum patterns. You can also click C on your MIDI keyboard, and then you can change from the C to the D, D sharp, and you can go up to 64 different beats, and you can play them live. If I take off now and just have jump, it'll jump automatically. As you can see, when that's on, jump is just on or turned off, it will automatically jump the minute you press it. So you can trigger them with your MIDI keyboard. But there's lots of other things we can do with this. Now that I have my sound banks full with my beats, I can go up here and I can click on the preset management, press save, and the drop down menu will appear, and I can just call this Beat 1 Alan and press save. Now if I go up here again and I press load and I just type in Beat 1 Alan and you can see it. It'll appear here. I can click on it and I can load it back up and it'll come up exactly as I left it. Now, depending on which version of Cubase you have, um, it comes with a lot of presets which are already done for you. So if I click on some of these and press OK, they will load up drum patterns that are already done for you. What if I don't want to use the drum beats in Cubase and I want to use my own samples, or I want to use samples from another program? Well, that's fairly easy to do. If I go over here and I drag a copy of Cubase Groove Agent, I just have an empty one here. And what I want to do, I want to go into my files and I'm going to type in some drum loops. I'm just going to get a kick. That one will do. I just hold it, drag it, and drop it. And now I'll do the same with the snare. And now I'll work my way up and I'll just add in all the parts that I need for my drum beat. If I want to move these around, I can just drag them and move them. If I want to color them, I'll just click on and I set color and I can color them whatever I want. I can set the colors. If I want to go into the kick and I want to um, change the sound to vintage, I can put a filter. I can change the size of it. I can go in, I can change the pitch. I can change the filter. I can uh, do whatever I want to with this. If I go into the snare, I can set the volume here. I can do panning. I can also do other stuff. I can go in, I can reverse it by clicking here and I can reverse the pattern. If I want to do continuous, one shot, and there's loads of different things I can do with this. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up some a whole drum kit, and because I'm working on a project, and I'm going to show you how I make the drum parts for the project that I'm working on at the moment. So I'll bring you back in a second. So what I've done is I've just loaded it up with samples that I want for the project I'm working on, and I've just changed some of them. I've just changed the filters and stuff on a few of them and the volumes. I've just made some beats there. As you can see, I have a couple of different variations of it. I will just play it for you. If I want to get these parts in, I can just drag and drop. I just drag it and drop it in, and it'll go in. If I click into it, and you'll have a look now, you'll see that all you have is a trigger. You don't have the full beats. All you have is a trigger that is triggering the E, and every time it hits it, it will change to this pattern. And this is what this is. It's changing all the patterns as I'm playing along. So now I'll show you what it's like with the drum beat in the full sound. Hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If there's anything you want to know about it or anything else you want to know about in Cubase, leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you. And hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Till the next time, look after yourself. For myself, Alan. Goodbye.